We are just north of Portugal, just south of Santiago de Compostela. We are on the Galician coast of Spain. Can you guess where we are? Pack your bags. Today you're on cruise ports and we are in Vigo, Spain. We arrived in Vigo on the Regal Princess on a transatlantic crossing, but other ships dock here. It's become a much more popular port. We're going to show you how to manage the port and a few things to do with your day. If you think of Spain and Portugal creating a face, Vigo is the forehead. This is one of those ports where you will dock right in the city center, so it's very easy to manage. You don't necessarily need a tour unless mobility is an issue for you. There is a fair amount of walking, and a lot of it is uphill or with stairs. And many of the streets, at least in the old town, are going to be cobbled. Signs will direct you to the city center as you exit the ship. It's generally a turn right to get around the harbor and then go up, which is to the left. When you arrive at the cruise port in Vigo, you are right in town. You'll come straight into the harbor here as you exit the cruise port terminal. It's a large cruise port, but not hard to get through at all. There's a shop in there, but you're gonna find lots of shopping out here on land as well. In fact, right as you get off is a huge shopping mall, and you'll go through the shopping mall to get up to the city. This is a city of hills, so wear your comfortable shoes. We're gonna do some walking today. For a more leisurely day, you can just walk the harbor. That is flat and easy and has beautiful views out to the islands beyond, and will take you across to a number of public art pieces and lots of benches. So there is a way to get off the ship in Vigo and just enjoy a very quiet, very easy, leisurely walk. In this case, instead of turning right towards the city center, turn left and you'll just walk down the boardwalk. Along the way, you will find covered benches as well as open air spaces, but lots of garden areas and both monuments and statues. Because we're on a transatlantic crossing, the time frame that we're here is in October, which would be considered maybe the shoulder season. But what that really means is the weather was fabulous. Vigo's a rather industrial city, so to have this amount of public art is really kind of special. Think of Vigo as a city of art. You're going to find statuary all along the harbor. The first thing you see when you get off the ship is going to be statuary. This one is kind of special. It is Jules Verne sitting on a bench with octopus tentacles around him. And it is paying homage to the author for his 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea book, but especially because part of that was framed about the Battle of Ronda, which was here in the river in Vigo. If you are looking to go up into the old town from the port or the shoreline, almost every street will take you upwards. If you come up through the shopping center or one of the small side streets, your first stop will be the Mercado de Pedra, which is a street market. And just on the other side of the square is the Co-Cathedral, which is a relatively small building with a really interesting history. The original building was burned by Francis Drake and his raiders in 1585. It was rebuilt and then rebuilt again in the 19th century. Galicia as a region was originally settled by the Celts in about 4500 BC. It was incorporated into the Roman Empire in the late 1st century BC and was ruled by Germans and the Franks, under which the Galician language was forbidden and the culture suppressed until 1978, when they became an autonomous region under Spain. The Old Town is noted for its traditional cobbled streets and Galician architecture. There are a number of plazas with lots of shops, cafes, and restaurants offering traditional tapas. So here you are in Praza da Constitución, and this was the original main plaza of the city. It served as its main trading center with all of these arcades sheltering the stall keepers here. The trade, as this area of trade died out in the 19th century, and really that's because of the expansion of the city and just trade went to other parts. You're now in the heart of the Casco Vello, which is the old town, and there's lots to see here. One highlight is the man-fish sculpture that sits atop the plaza, celebrating the fishing history of Vigo. And just past Constitution Plaza, this is kind of the beginning of our trip. You're going to see the huge statue of the half-man, half-fish. Definitely homage to the maritime history here. And this plaza has undergone quite a bit of renovation and is really kind of a main hub of the city now. Vigo was once surrounded by orchards of olive trees. Unfortunately, the Catholic monarchs ordered that they be cut down as punishment to the nobles from Vigo who had supported the Castilian princess who tried to claim her crown. But the olive tree still figures prominently in the culture. It is on their coat of arms, and this one stands above the estuary and the viewpoint over it. And harkening back to its Celtic roots, the Galician statue El Faro e Dragon is a tribute to the fairies and dragons and nymphs of Celtic folklore. In a small alley across the street is a set of stairs that will take you up to San Sebastian. And this is a viewpoint that will look out over the harbor. It's part of the original fortification put in place to try and stave off pirates and other invaders. And while it's a little bit of a climb to get up here, the views are obviously worth it. We're going to show you a higher point with an even better view, but this really is an intermediary stop that gives you the option of getting the feel of Vigo from the top without actually having to make the climb all the way up to the top. Because of the city's hills, you'll find a variety of different ways of moving around. Everything from stairs to ramps and bridges to actually escalators. If you don't want to do the climbing though, you can take a car, bus, taxi up to the very top of the Monte Castro. And this is going to be the ultimate castle fort that was used for defensive purposes and offers exceptional views. There are roads, trails, stairs, and paths that get you up to the top. Take the means that's easiest for you. There are gardens and benches throughout this area up top. So absolutely take your time. Enjoy the views, stop, have a little rest, take a drink of water, bring a pincho with you. There are a number of levels along the way with art and plaques and information or just benches and views. So this really is a trip to take your time on if you're doing it on foot. The anchor statue is another reference to the seafaring life in Vigo. Vigo has had a series of battles, and this plaque up at the top will walk you through those. You're going to notice it's in two languages. One of them is not English. So Vigo is part of Galicia, and so that is a different language, and that's why the language you're going to see in the dark black, and in the brown you will see Spanish. And up here on this tier you have got not only the plaque that gives you a little bit of the history of the battles of Vigo, you have more stairs up, but you also have a parking lot. So if you are coming by car, this becomes a whole lot easier. But however you go, take time to stop and visit the gardens and enjoy the artwork and the plantings. This is a bit of a botanic garden on the hill. From its very early start as a military fortification, this area has undergone 350 years of transformation to become a widely used public space and garden. And the higher you get, the more you're going to see that star-shaped formation, which was the original fort. While there is no longer a castle at the top of the mountain or the hill, you will have gone up 149 meters, and you have a really beautiful set of steel doors that you'll go through to get into an inner courtyard. There are some displays there in the inner courtyard, but there are walls even above that. So you'll take some stairs up and get onto the walls to get those incredible views out over the city, the estuary, and the ocean on all sides.
I was lucky. I got here early, but certainly as the morning wears on, more and more tour buses will arrive.
And these are not just cruise ship tour buses. You have tourists from all over Spain that come to Vigo, and this is a common place for them to visit. I found that if I was there by 10 o'clock in the morning, I was great. Earlier than that, you're going to have the place to yourself. Later than that, you're sharing it with a lot of your new friends. Take a moment to enjoy the views from your perch up here, and then we'll continue on with more stops of things to do in Vigo as the video continues. This statue at the top celebrates the fishermen who work hard and labor in the industry. They are hoisting a fishing net, and there's supposed to be a fountain. There was no water running, but that just meant I got a beautiful reflecting pool instead.
If you are driving up, you are likely to enter through these gates, which are not going to take you into the courtyard. So make sure that you make your way across this big open area, and the courtyard is down on the other side of the statue and the reflecting pool. If you've enjoyed this video of Vigo, please join us for more in Vigo about pinchos, which are tapas, and let's try some of their local wine as well. You'll find that video on our Well Traveled Life channel,
where we'll also do a walking tour of the city of Vigo and all of the highlights. Join us there. Some of our favorite spots in Vigo aren't actually lookouts at all. Even though the views are spectacular, there are also quiet streets and little alleys, staired walkways that have beautiful Galician architecture, and of course these open plazas that are full of life and vibrant activity. It is absolutely worth your time in one of the plazas to grab a seat and do some people watching, but also try a glass of the wine traditional to the region. It is called an Albariño, but there are different varieties of that, and it is worth trying a number of them to see what suits your palate. And of course, the best way to try it is with some of the local seafood tapas. Another great place to stop and try different drinks and snacks would be down back closer to the coastline. And we're going to head down there and show you the Calle de Ostras, which is the Oyster Street. And that is where the oyster fishermen bring in and they shuck and shell the oysters and sell them right there on the street. You'll have lots of street shopping and cafes and good options for, again, walking around, shopping, people watching. Start at the Mercado de Piedra and head down the hill, and you'll see an entire section of the street that is under cover and has lots of little cafes. If you're lucky, you'll also find some good entertainment, even if it is just watching your neighbors walk by. From here, it's a very short walk back down to the marina and the ship. So this goes right in line with the idea that if you aren't wanting to do too much, but you do want to see the city, this is a great place to go. We're always asked about hotels near the port. Usually Vigo is a stop, not an embarkation or debarkation port, but if you are there, the Hotel Bahia is literally right across the street. We hope you have an excellent time in Vigo. We know we've loved this city every time we've come and always find more to see and do. If you've enjoyed it, let us know. If you're looking for other videos from around Spain or other ports on a transatlantic cruise, we have all of those. Just keep following This Cruise Ports channel.